The goedendag is one of the most fun weapons in Chivalry 2, even if it's not necessarily the best. What is going on, guys? It's Shawnee Salami, and we are going to be using the goedendag on the Raid of Aberfell, a map that we haven't done in a very long time. And a quick shout out to Theris, he was the one who requested this and it won in a landslide. But the goedendag is a blast. It hits so hard, like a absolute freight train. Numbers, math, stats, all of that stuff freaks me out a ton. I like to play video games based on vibes. But we are going to delve into the numbers on the goedendag a little bit using bullhammer.net. On screen is the light damage, and again, this can be misleading because 45 slash and 55 overhead is decent, but it doesn't sound like a lot until you factor in that this is a blunt weapon. Blunt weapons get bonus damage against knights and footmen, and knights in particular are the most popular class in the game, so much so that at times it feels like a flat damage increase as opposed to just a bonus little thing you get against a certain class. But if you are new to Chivalry 2, the downside of blunt damage is that you don't get to cleave through enemies. So you get hit stop on one enemy, and you don't really get to go through two. Unless you use a heavy attack, which we are going to be using a lot with the goedendag. That was something I found so fun with this. So because those heavy attacks do so much damage and get through hit stop, I found myself using them a lot on players when I was flanking and things like that. But also, the drags are just so fun. A heavy drag on this thing is just so slow. The timing throws them off completely in a public lobby. People may figure that out and gamble through it in a more experienced lobby or just be better about countering. But in a lobby like this, it just was a blast. So overall, the goedendag is not the best weapon by any means. It's definitely fun and it's decent. We're going to give it a tier placement at the end of the video, but we're going to break down the weapon as we go and some narrated gameplay. So let's get into it. We're also going to be playing with Cakes, who is a prodigy at this game. She's level 600 and already probably about as good as me at this game. It's pretty crazy to see. So here we're going to land two back-to-back light drags here. And I do think that heavy dragging is better with the goedendag because of how slow it is. But light drags, people just don't ever expect. They're very underutilized. You don't have to drag your weapon and slow down the attack speed with only heavy attacks. It works very well with light attacks. You'll see me do it a lot with weapons like the Messer as well. But with the goedendag, it wasn't exactly great. And here me and Cakes are going to just get absolutely swarmed by a spawn wave. I'm saving one of the biggest drawbacks of the goedendag for the tier placement at the end of the video, but one thing that I found extremely frustrating about using this weapon is that it's on Footman, which is a class I have a big time skill issue with. I never know how to position or just play this class intelligently. I kind of find myself frontlining like a knight or playing too passive like I'm a vanguard and flanking too much. That in-betweenness factor of it really throws me off, so I don't know. It's definitely not my best class by any means. I feel like my team is winning every team fight, but we're taking our sweet time capturing the peasants and pigs, which is exactly what you love to see. Kill maxing, the best. You will probably notice throughout this video that I don't use that many stabs, despite the fact that when we looked at the weapon stats, stab was the most damaging attack. The range on it just felt so short that I didn't end up using it too much at all. So that's why you're going to see mostly stabs and overheads, and the stat page for that was a little misleading, I thought. Bandages are just so fun to use on your party members and heal your friends and revive people who are down. I don't think these give the points that they should because only 50 points max for a heal does not seem like a lot for how useful these are. But definitely a cool part about the Footman class is being able to heal. It's just a class, again, I don't use a lot, but I do like that aspect of it when I do play it. Skipping ahead here because I went AFK because we got a message from a viewer who was in the game and I'm going to shout him out. So a thank you to Warlord0130 who shot me a message. Always good to see you guys in game. Never hesitate to shoot a message to me or come emote with me. I love you guys dearly, every single one of you, and I try and add all of you that I can. Unfortunately, I couldn't add him before this match ended, so he wasn't able to see himself as the friend icon in here. But yeah, awesome to see you guys in game. Never gets old to me. Interestingly, the first objective took so long to try and capture all the pigs and peasants, but then the tower fell so quickly. So let's see how we can capture the hamlet and the rest of the objectives here and see how that goes. The most underrated part about the goedendag is the noise. This thing sounds like a baseball bat. It's so funny when you hit people with it. I kept forgetting to point that out in the beginning, but listen to this noise when you hit someone. Bonk. It's just a baseball bat. Cracks me up. Yeah, so definitely pay attention to where you think spawn waves are going to be coming from, like I don't do here. They are able to capture the hamlet while we're respawning, and something I did want to ask you guys, so I had a very good game with the goedendag here, but that was because I had a bunch of warm-up games where I was trying to figure out the weapon before I started recording. Now, if it's boring just to see me do well with it, let me know, because something I kind of regret is I think it would have been interesting to see a bad game with it while I was still figuring out the weapon, and then maybe show a good game like this once I had it more figured out. So definitely give your feedback in the comments, because I think this was maybe a little bit of a mistake to go about it, but you can still see the goedendag played well for the videos. Just make your feedback known. We'll be doing another weapon request soon. These juicy flanks are just so beautiful when you have knights lined up for a heavy slash where you can slash through it, cancel out hit stop, like I said, pile up with a few takedowns and kills. We unfortunately get downed by a teammate here who fights hard to get us back up, but you'll never guess what happens next. God knows I am the king of rage quitting in this game, so I'm not saying you should force yourself to play this if you're angry, but a lot of people ended up leaving this game on the other team, and as it was getting refilled up, it seems like it was getting progressively worse and worse balanced, like they were getting worse and worse players, which again is no disrespect, but now there's still 6 minutes left to get the Pagan Stones. That's how quickly it went. Really pretty wild. This ended up being a stomp towards the end, so pretty rough look.
Druids are their only hope. Assassinate them!
So as we head to the final objective to kill the heretics, I do want to give my final thoughts on the weapon. Place it in the tier among the weapons of Chivalry 2. I would like to ask that if you liked the video to this point, please consider subscribing for future videos and liking the video because it helps some all YouTubers out like me a ton. Channel memberships are in the description if you'd like to support me trying to get a PC in the future. And then, of course, if you'd like to get games in with me or like-minded people, the Unyielding Discord is in the pinned comment. It's the largest Chivalry 2 community, so definitely check that out. The goedendag is pretty much exactly what you'd think. It's like a maul. You want to be using those drags, using the heavy hitting attacks like the slash and the overhead. Again, I did avoid the stab despite that being its most damaging attack because the range was so poor. And I think it's a really fun weapon. However, it's so ugly. The skins are disgusting. Like, there's nothing cool looking or elegant. I need some pretty gold or some jewels, some engravings, things like that. And the goedendag is just an ugly baseball bat. But in terms of actual combat ability and how viable it is, I'm going to say C tier. I think most of the two-handers are better. I would put an A tier in fun, but C tier and actual viability. I would definitely love to do another weapon request soon, guys, so I'll keep you posted on that. As we wrap up a very predictable win, don't forget to like and subscribe and check out the videos on the screen now, where I give my thoughts on if Chivalry 2 is dying while we use the Messer and go for 100 kills. Love you guys. See you in the next one.